Christmas won't be Christmas without any presents.
It's so dreadful to be poor.
I don't think it's fair for some girls to have plenty of pretty things, and for other girls to have nothing at all.
We have father and mother and each other.
We don't have father and won't for a long, long time.
Well, there's a war on, and I think it's splendid of Father to go as chaplain, as he's too old to be a soldier. I wish I were a soldier.
I suppose we have to humor her.
We don't have Father, but we have me, and what we're going to do, girls, is create our own kind of Christmas.
You aren't Father.
No, but I'm to take his place. He said, a homemade Christmas. I say, a Christmas of our own invention.
You pretend you're Father because you wish you were a boy.
So what if I do?
And you want any excuse to boss us.
Oh, fiddlesticks, Amy. The play we've been rehearsing, girls? Why not present it to Marmee for Christmas?
Yes.
If you know your lines, Amy.
Well, I do know my lines.
All right, we'll have the play. And that's not all.
Last Christmas, we had plum pudding and oysters and cranberries and presents all around. This Christmas, we have corn pudding with raisins. Raisins, mind you. At least Joe and Meg are old enough to go out to parties, but Beth and I have to stay here at home with our raisins.
Well, I won't be going to any parties. My white muslin dress is all worn out, and Joe spilled tea on my tarlatan.
Joe spilled tea. Joe spilled tea.
It's not just the tea stain. The dress is torn and mended in 3 places, with a seam giving out in the back.
Don't peek, Amy. Well, pretend you're a poor foreigner, just blown in from the wind, or a spy under orders to attend parties.
And what's so wrong with parties?
Don't get her started, Amy.
People ask you to dance is what? You're hurt if they don't, disgusted if they do, and then you step on their feet.
Boys.
Yes, unless you're a boy yourself, then you can stand with your back to the wall and frown down upon everything.
Which is what you do anyway, isn't it, Joe?
Well, if you won't dance, Joe, at least you could flirt.
Flirt? If you're going to flirt, Meg, then I'll have to stop you, because before you know it, some young man comes calling... What's that on your nose, Amy?
It's a clothespin.
If you're gonna put a clothespin up there, Amy, you might as well wash a handkerchief and hang it.
Some young man comes calling, and then...
They try to marry you. The worst thing.
Well, I don't see why it's the very worst thing.
Doesn't that hurt?
I don't care if it hurts. I want my nose to be extinguished, not all flat and stumpy.
Extinguished?
In every feature, delicate and extinguished.
You mean distinguished, Amy?
They try to marry you, and you cook, and sew, and take care to be sweet and pretty in every feature, delicate and extinguished. And then your adventures are over, and you may as well be dead.
Listen, Joe. Marmee married Papa.
That's different. They're a mother and father.
Don't worry, Joe. If I have to look ragged at a party, I'd really rather stay home.
Shoo, Beth. I'll let you see in a minute.
But must I go dressed ragged every day to school?
School is not a party, dear, and yes, you must.
Well, I only mean it's okay to be home at Christmas. We're meant to go out and see the world.
Nobody stays at home but me.
Do you think you'd like to try school again, dear?
No, I simply couldn't bear so many faces.
Well, you're bashful, Beth. But you work dreadfully hard at home. And your piano takes you to other places, doesn't it? To lands of enchantment. I'm writing you a storybook, by the way. Now, how's this?
A Christmas present.
It's for me, isn't it?
Amy.
Where'd you get it, Joe?
I bought it with my Christmas dollar.
You were supposed to spend that on yourself.
I did. I spent it to please myself.
It's not for that new boy, is it? Old Mr. Lawrence's grandson? I know you like to watch him ride his horse.
Well, I would like to meet him, but I'd hardly give a present to a boy I haven't met.
I've guessed who it's for. You're too far afield.
It's for Mother.
Yes, it's for Marmee. I thought that would make me happiest. Let's get cracking.
we go again.
There's a play to rehearse, carols to sing, and one present from Army.
2, I bought her a pair of gloves.
And I bought her handkerchief.
Bravo, Meg. Bravo, Beth.
And I kept my $1.
It's all right, Amy. It's yours.
It's just, I haven't decided how to spend it yet. If I'm to be an artist, I must have drawing pencils. Faber's drawing pencils.
What a glorious smell from the kitchen. It must be the pudding. Hannah, how's the pudding?
Don't shout, Joe.
Rehearsal. The Witch's Curse, a Christmas opera.
What has Christmas got to do with it?
I'm working that in. Hannah, would you come watch this? The fainting scene isn't right.
Hannah, what are you cooking?
You saw everything that went into it, dear.
Just corn pudding with raisins? Smells too delicious.
Hannah, it's supposed to be shocking. A great lady has fainted and all that. So, a bell sounds. The curtains fly apart. The forbidden tower, there. The beautiful Zara stands in the tower. Zara, Amy.
How soon may we eat, Hannah?
Not till evening. I must watch the...
You stand here, Amy, and put your mind to fainting. Zara, beautiful Zara, I give you one final chance. Or you die.
Let me get set. Here I go. I'm fainting!
You can't faint into a chair, Amy. You have to do it like this. Clasp your hands like so. This is your line, Amy. Rodrigo, save me! Oh!
Rodrigo!
She sounds like someone is sticking her with pins.
Amy, are you even trying?
Yes, I'm trying. And you're not so brilliant. You don't look like any Hugo the villain.
Well, wait until I put on my big red boots. Observe the glint of my sword.
And you sound like you've got a frog in your neck.
A frog in her throat, Amy?
And I don't want to rehearse this stupid old play.
Oh, really?
I'm bored to tears with it, even if you did write it.
Oh, Amy, a play can't be any good without rehearsal.
It's too late. When the audience starts laughing, don't blame me.
They won't laugh. They'll say I'm pretty.
Marmee and Hannah will say you're pretty. And that's all you want out of life. Ugh, Christopher Columbus.
Is not, and don't swear.
I'll swear if I like. And what's more,
Don't! It's boyish. And I detest rude, unladylike girls.
and I hate niminy, piminy, tits.
Ugh.
Where are you going?
I have an errand.
You can't go now. The pudding's almost done.
Really, girls, you're both to blame. Amy, sometimes you are entirely just too prissy.
And how is Joe to blame?
You have an errand? You'd best be on your way.
Come back directly. It won't be a long lecture. I already know what Meg will say.
You don't have to tell her, Meg. She knows.
It's time you let off your boyish tricks, Josephine.
Josephine!
You best not call her Josephine. Aunt March calls her Josephine. I don't think she'll ever answer to Josephine.
Now that you're tall, Joe, now that you're tall and you turn up your hair, you must remember you are a lady.
I am not. And if turning up my hair makes me one, there. In the beginning, you're just a young creature, and you hardly know you're a girl. And you're so busy learning to walk and to run.
And ride if there's a horse handy.
Beth, you're not helping.
And suddenly, they tell you not that you're grown, but that you're a lady. And you must sit still so someone can come by and claim you like a doll on a toy shop shelf.
Well, perhaps, but what else can you do?
Make my own living?
You'll work dreadfully hard.
Well, I look forward to it. I'll do just as much as I'm allowed. Wonder what that Lawrence boy is doing now.
Preparing for Christmas alone with his grandfather.
That does sound lonely. I guess I wouldn't trade places with him tonight. Wish we could meet him, though.
Well, we can't. He's rich and we're poor.
Strike up, stoke the fire, 3 cheers and a hallelujah, Marmy's home!
Hurrah! Merry Christmas, Marmy. Let me take your cloak.
Glad to find you so merry, my girls.
Marmy, sit here.
It's not my birthday.
You'll see.
Where are my slippers?
Just you wait.
And where's Amy?
She's on some mysterious errand.
Here I am. Merry Christmas, Marmy. Merry Christmas.
Here, Marmy, open this first. You need them.
Slippers? New slippers?
First-rate Army issue.
Joe, dear, thank you. And for Meg?
Gloves.
Lovely. Children, how did you manage this?
You know what we did.
You spent your Christmas dollars on me?
I hemmed them myself, but the stitching's crooked.
Oh, handkerchiefs. Hemmed with your own hands. Thank you, Beth. And from Amy? It's the large bottle of cologne, not the small one. Though I was terribly tempted by drawing pencils. But instead, see, it's the prettiest present of all.
Is that so?
Now, Amy? And I'm truly trying not to be selfish anymore.
Pudding, pudding.
You've all been so very generous. Supper?
Here we are.
Hurrah for Hannah!
Hurrah for the pudding!
And applesauce and hot tea. Oh, and cream.
Girls, there's something weighing on my mind. Mrs. Humlin, her 5 children, just round the corner? Well, I stopped in just now to see them, only to find all 6 of them, and the newborn baby, huddled in one bed to keep from freezing. They have no fire there, no food there either.
Well, it's good you told us before we began eating.
Yes, we'll give them our supper.
Our whole supper?
Oh, Mother March, on Christmas Eve?
I know, Hannah, but they have nothing.
Yes, we will go.
All right. I'll carry the pudding.
And I chopped a stack of firewood.
Let me push the wheelbarrow.
Talk, little Marmy. If you and the little girls take supper to the Hummels, Meg and I will set up for the play.
The play? What play? Might there be a hero in this play? Might there be a villain in red boots?
It's a new play, Marmy.
Don't tell her the plot, Beth. Promise, Amy.
I'll not reveal a word.
Look, here's the Lawrence boy.
Joe, come help me here.
Let's see how the tower looks in the dark. Good.
Shh, it's about to begin. Beth is playing the overture.
Yes, I am. Oops.
The time of year was Christmas, and I am in love with a beautiful girl named Zora. I love her so much, I'd kill or I'd die. But she is in love with a fellow named Rodrigo. The witch's curse on Rodrigo, I cry. Curse Rodrigo! Curse Rodrigo!
Who is invoking the witch's curse?
I, Hugo, the villain. Give me a potion, a love potion, to make the beautiful Zara love me, and a poison to kill Rodrigo.
I hate wicked Hugo. I spit in his eye. Hugo shall take his own poison and die.
They call me Rodrigo. And may I present the beautiful Zara? Rodrigo! Rodrigo! can't sing.
Isn't Amy pretty?
And Joe is so good in both parts. You hardly know she's the same person.
It's a masterpiece. A masterpiece.
Carry on, Amy. I'll wait to the top.
This doesn't feel very steady, Joe.
Oh, someone's coming to the door.
What's the matter out there in the audience?
Shh, Mother, I'll see who it is.
Thank you, Hannah. Sorry, Joe. Please proceed.
All the way to the top, Zora.
Ow! I told you so! I told you so!
Sorry performance. My word, look who's here.
Mr. Lawrence, our old friend.
Excuse the intrusion, Mrs. Marsh, but I heard you gave your supper to the poor.
Oh, how splendid of you. Children, this is Mr. Lawrence, who lives just across the way. And
My grandson and his tutor.